Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have another Sunday preview. And this is the Sunday preview for the 31st of August, which means everything that we see in this article, unless otherwise stated, is going up for pre-order on Saturday the 6th of September and releasing Saturday the 20th of September. So we're already looking towards the end of September with this. This is just mad, isn't it? This 3 week from preview to release time. 3 weeks feels like such a long time. But let's get into this one, because while this is a catch-up, there's also some really cool stuff in here. And as you can probably see by the read more articles and what's on your screen right now, yeah, big catch-up week. But there is something missing. We'll talk about that when we get there. But it's a very big week for 40k with the Codex Imperial Knights. Remember that one? Yeah, so did Games Workshop now, apparently. But this is finally getting its release. You're getting your standard Codex and then that limited edition one that we always get with these as well. So, Knight players who've been waiting for this, finally your time to shine, hopefully, is here. Whatever the delay has been, it is now time to get this stuff out the door. The Knight Questoris, which is the new shield sort of support knight with two big guns, but also can protect his fellow knights with his void shield generator that you can see there. He's finally getting his release, and if I remember rightly, this kit builds 5 other models. It builds 6 models. As you can see them all there, it's the following. There we go. A Knight Paladin, a Knight Crusader, a Knight Warden, a Knight Errant, and a Knight Gallant, as well as a Chaos Knight Despoiler. What? I know that Knights are fairly interchangeable, but still, I thought Chaos had 2 Chaos Knight boxes. Either way, the new Knight is an upgrade sprue that is in this box of whatever this build. So as they say, an additional sprue will build the new Knight Defender with a Conversion Beam Obliterator, Plasma Executor, and Phosphor Blaster. And you get a transfer sheet with 302 decals. The Knight Preceptor and Canis Rex is the other box. So this one will build the Knight Preceptor, Canis Rex with Sir Hector, a Knight Paladin, a Knight Crusader, a Knight Warden, a Knight Errant, a Knight Gallant, or a Chaos Knight Despoiler. Maybe all Knight boxes build a Chaos Knight Despoiler. You get an upgrade sprue for the... you choose between the Preceptor or Canis Rex. Fair enough. And the 302 decal transfer sheet in there as well. They're just reboxing how they're delivering knights. So it's either Canis Rex and the Knight Preceptor, or not the Knight Questoris, the Knight, whatever the new one was called. It could be Questoris. I thought it was the Defender. But that's your choice of boxes. Every box builds all of your generic knights except the new one, or the other box is Canis Rex. Basically, to loosely give you an idea. And all of this is just reboxing so that they're in the new packaging, the 10th edition packaging, and that you've got, fingers crossed, the right sprues. You're also getting your data cards and your Imperial dice. This is another round of yellow dice. The Salamander's dice were yellow. The Knight's dice are yellow. There's some more yellow dice coming as well, so get excited for yellow dice. Aethon Shan, one of the best models that they've shown off in a recent time. He is coming on his own. He isn't part of any release box or stupid money boxes or any of that. Not in a combat patrol, he is just finally getting released. New chapter master for the Raven Guard. His rules will be included on WarCom for free because he's a brand new character. He doesn't have rules in Codex Space Marines. So his rules will be coming up in the next, probably in about 2 weeks' time. When they do drop, we'll have a look at them, as we did with Vulcan Hestan, and we usually take a look at this stuff. But just an incredible model, and it's nice that the Raven Guard are getting a little bit of love. Then your Combat Patrol is also coming as well, so this includes some Jump Pack guys, Jump Pack Captain, some Infiltrators, and one of the... I always forget what they're called. What is it? Invicta Tactical Warsuit. It's alright. It's not terrible. When the rules drop, which will be available for free on WarCom, as all the Combat Patrol rules I think are. We'll take a look and see what they do. The Invicta Warsuits, they're not that bad, to be honest, but the rest of it, jump packs are really nice. You can do quite a lot with the Assault Intercessors with jump packs. Throwing a Captain in there, pretty nice. We'll see. It's a decent selection of models if you're building into the jump pack Phobos stuff, but not everybody's going to be doing that. And these aren't new models. The newest model is the jump pack Captain, but we'll see. It might sell well and they might have some fun rules. I hope it's quite a sneaky Combat Patrol. we'll take a look at that when those rules drop as well. Darnath Lysander is getting his brand new model, and while it is similar to the old model, it's just cool, isn't it? Another really cool classic armoured hero, re-envisioned in the new Terminator armour. Just looks great, and to be honest, I don't think you'd be far wrong using him in Heresy because he is that older style Terminator armour. Just, yeah, another really cool model. Not quite as cool as the Raven Guard Chapter Master or the Khan on a bike, but a very nice, very solid Imperial Fist looking character. And it's nice that, again, that this is another chapter that isn't Ultramarines, that is getting some love. When his rules drop, obviously we'll have a look, see if there's any changes, but currently his datasheet is in Codex Space Marines. I'm not expecting too many changes. That said, Vulcan Hestan got a couple of changes on his datasheet, so we'll see. You're also getting Combat Patrol Imperial Fists. Not a bad Combat Patrol. You get some Intercessors, you get some Terminators, and you get the Company Heroes with a Captain model as well. This is a very solid box, and ignore the Imperial Fists. You don't have to go down the Imperial Fists route. This is a solid box for anybody starting Space Marines. Especially generic chapter or Codex compliant chapters. Just a really cool, very nice set. And the new Terminators are amazing as well. So when the rules drop for this Combat Patrol, obviously we'll have a look too. You're also getting some Raven Guard dice and some more Imperial Fists dice that are obviously yellow. Yeah, not for me. Although I will say the Raven Guard ones, while I'm not ever going to do a Raven Guard chapter, they are really nice looking dice. That smoky black with the blue, yeah, I really like them. Very nice. The Sekitar robots are finally being released. No idea why it's taken so long for them to come out, but Thousand Suns, you can use your wonderful new automatons that probably have really good rules because their models kind of suck. But it's 2 in a box and they have a variety of upgrades. I actually think quite a few people will be waiting for these because, I mean, it has been a while, but they probably do fulfill quite a nice little niche. If I remember rightly, they had Infiltrator or Stealth or something, so we'll see. We'll see how well they go down. They're not the nicest looking models in my opinion. That said, I have seen them painted different ways and they looked really cool in different colour schemes and things. So they are what you make of them, I think. But this colour scheme doesn't work for me and I don't think it shows the models off that well either. But I think they are going to probably be quite popular because of the niche that they provide for the army. Grandmaster in Nemesis Dreadnought. His upgrade sprue is finally being released on its own, away from the stupid £150 army box that it was locked behind probably about 4 weeks ago. I think that came out at the start of the month. So you've only been waiting for probably 6-7 weeks to get hold of the new Nemesis Dreadnought with that upgrade sprue bundled in. Obviously you're not just buying the sprue, you're buying the whole model with all the extra options. That's just how it works, isn't it? But rules wise, the preview that we had, this thing slaps. Absolutely slaps. So I think this is going to be quite a popular one as well. Kill Team is getting something. Another starter set. This one is the Kill Team beginner set. It is a product that is available at specific retailers in certain territories. So it probably isn't going to be Warhammer stores and it's probably not going to be outside of too many places other than the US. But this is a beginner set. It's just a smaller toned down version of the starter set, which Kill Team starter set, really good value, really nice box, beautiful models. MDF scenery is pretty good as well. Really good way to start Kill Team if you're interested in either of those teams. This gives you 5 Angels of Death operatives and 5 Plague Marines. They are push fit. They're nice models. They were exclusive to the Space Marine Heroes, waves 2 and 3 potentially. Not bad teams. This isn't the full team though. If you buy the starter set, I think you get 7 operatives each, whereas this is toned down. I can't quite see which ones are missing. You are getting less. It depends how they price this. It's potentially a nice way for people to just throw dice. But based on the fact that you're not getting the full kill teams for either of these, it's going to be a pass from me. And that's it for Kill Team. We're still waiting on the Critical Ops, whatever it's called, deck that was teased to be coming out before Tomb World. Tomb World, well, we won't really talk about Tomb World in this one, but Tomb World has effectively been and gone. It had a 3-minute window for you to be able to order it on Saturday. We're still waiting on these cards. So, while that's not a bad thing, there's obviously been a delay somewhere because just 3 weeks ago, they were telling us that the cards would be coming before Tomb World, and it's going to be weeks after Tomb World at this point. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but slightly annoying because I was looking forward to getting that deck. and having a run through. Is what it is. Middle-earth strategy battle game is also getting something. I believe that this is a re-release too. This is the Hobbit Hunt for the Arkenstone, and it contains basically a board game that contains... Right, I've just done a quick little bit of digging around, and Thorin Oakenshield and Company has a boxed set of miniatures, you know, the heroes of the entire Hobbit trilogy. That set is still out of stock on the Games Workshop website here in the UK. It has been out of stock for a long time. This box is probably the only way, at least in the short term, that you're going to be able to get Thorin Oakenshield and Company if you want those models. Having read this and checked the numbers, it is the full Thorin Oakenshield and Company box, all 15 miniatures, it says it right there. But again, this is one of those products that will be available at specific retailers in certain territories. It might be available in... I mean, Games Workshop stores or Warhammer stores have had these kind of boxes before on a very short release, but it's usually a Barnes & Noble America only kind of thing. And I think that the last Lord of the Rings one was that anyway. Potentially Warhammer World might have it. I highly doubt it. This is probably just a limited non-UK release. But if you want Thorin Oakenshield and Company, this is going to be the only way that you can get him anytime soon. Which is utterly ridiculous when you think that they're the main characters in an entire trilogy. And a whole book. But, you know, Games Workshop, they don't like to keep stock. Or they've just made all of these boxes and bundled all these miniatures in, and that's where all the stock has gone. I don't know, but that's coming. If this works as a way of getting people interested in playing Middle-earth strategy battle game, maybe not quite as a starter set, because you don't have any of the rules and the game will play differently to Middle-earth strategy battle game. But if this box means that people are getting hold of the miniatures, they're seeing how nice they are, they're wanting to do more, that, you know, maybe we'll start a Hobbit army, we'll do dwarfs, or, oh, they do elves from Lord of the Rings, I can do this, I can do that, I can have a fellowship. If this works to bring people into the game, that is always positive, and I will always root for that. I don't feel that these boxes do that, because it's such a wildly different rule set. Kill Team, that is just a smaller version of Kill Team. You will be playing pretty much the Kill Team rules, with the Kill Team, or pretty much Kill Team data cards. I don't know what this is, and I don't know who this is for. Let me know what you think in the comments, I guess. But still, that's coming to probably America and nowhere else. Maybe Germany. I think Germany gets some of these as well, potentially. White Dwarf 516. We're going to get a preview for this during the week, so I won't go into too much detail, but obviously the big focus is 10 years of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. But we'll take a closer look at that once we get our preview article, probably tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, but we'll run through that together then. Black Library, Caiaphas Cain, The Anthology is coming out. This one coming from Sandy Mitchell, and it contains 1 novella and 13 short stories, including Fight or Flight, Traitor's Gambit, The Smallest Detail, The Bigger They Are, and Rotten to the Core. And it's coming out in paperback. Horus Heresy, Siege of Terror Omnibus 3 in German is coming out in paperback as well. This one contains books 5 and 6 of the series, so Mortis by John French and Warhawk by Chris Raitt. Fulgrim Perfect Son is also coming in a German translation. This one's from Jude Reed, and this is coming in paperback. Horus Heresy Collection 17 in French. This contains books 49, 50, and 51 in French. That's Wolfsbane by Guy Haley, the anthology Born of Flame by Nick Kime, and Slaves to Darkness by John French, all included in there. This says hardback. It looks like a hardback. Yeah, we'll go with that, hardback. Eidolon the Auric Hammer is coming in French. This looks like hardback as well. Yep, hardback. This one is by Mark Collins. I've heard interesting things about this. And that's it from Black Library. Moving over to Warhammer TV Plus. What have we got? We've obviously not got a picture, so it's not that exciting. It looks like we have Painting Desk. Ed checks in with the heavy metal painter Damien, who covers topics from extensive converting and resculpting to intricate freehand. That might be interesting, actually. Lawmasters is doing heresy stuff, this time looking at Saturnine and how Primarch Vulcan later refined it for more practical use. And then there's the first episode of Horus Heresy, A Tale of 4 Traitors. Sounds like that's going to be 4 people building some traitor armies, maybe? It's good that they're doing stuff with their own games, and it's good that it's kind of close to the launch of New Heresy Edition, but it feels like every week is just heresy stuff, and that isn't going to grab me. So can we, get some animations, please, Warhammer TV Plus? I am going to do a video this week talking about Warhammer TV Plus. My subscription is due up 14th of September, I think, so I have 2 weeks to decide if I want to renew. And I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive in what actually came out in the last year. We're going to look at the models, I'll tell you which model I picked up. And through the video, and this entirely depends on my take on the new models, which we've talked about and stuff. But through the video, hopefully we're going to come to a decision as to if I should subscribe, if I'm getting any benefit out of the £50 a year that it is when you pay annually. But we'll run through that. So if you're interested in my take on Warhammer TV Plus, keep an eye out for that later in the week. Over here on WarCom, we have that preview of White Dwarf 516. We have some lore for Danath, Lysander, and Ethan Shan. And we're also doing more retrospectives on the Age of Sigmar, where we get a glimpse of the future and what the Hellsmiths of Hashut have in store for us. I'm pretty sure we already know what's coming for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. And if we're getting a bit of a deep dive on them, does that mean next week's preview is going to be Hellsmiths of Hashut? Because they're really the next big thing. Them and Count on a Bike. But Count on a Bike is coming in a combat patrol. I'm actually surprised that he's not bundled in with this. Where is the Count on a Bike? But I think pick of the preview has to be Ethan Shan. Just such a cool model. But I just think it works. I love the different jetpack. Or jump pack, sorry. I love how he's sort of just ready to pounce. Anything stand out for you? Is there anything that you're going to be looking to pre-order on Saturday? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.